We just witnessed another, in my opinion, fantastic Super Bowl halftime show for Super Bowl 60. We saw Bad Bunny perform. Now, this was interesting because a lot of people felt different ways about Bad Bunny performing. I don't know why they felt those ways. Bad Bunny's pretty dope, and he put on, in my opinion, a pretty dope show. So, joining me to talk about it, I hope she thinks it's dope as well, is our sports and entertainment reporter for the New York Post Sports, my good friend, Jenna Lemoncelli. Jenna, what's going on? Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, what we just witnessed was awesome. I completely agree with you about the halftime show. I can't wait to get into it. Bad Bunny was amazing. And to take it from the Grammys, as Haley Bieber would say.
Like that. So let's start with this, right? As I said at the top, there was so much, Jenna, around this and the choice of Bad Bunny. And as this went on, and let's just call the people what they were, they're haters. We can call them what they were. They were haters around this that didn't want to see Bad Bunny perform, didn't think that he could do this. Let's just start with this. What did you make? We do this every year after halftime. What did you make of his performance, the energy around it, direction of everything? What did you make of what we saw from Bad Bunny here at Super Bowl 60?
I thought it was great. I thought it was colorful. I thought it explored culture, of course, honored his culture, his Puerto Rican culture. And of course, we saw some familiar faces. Let's not forget in the background dancers, we saw Alex Earl, we saw Jessica Alba, I believe we saw Dave Grutman in the background. So many different people, Cardi B, of course, as
Yep.
she was rumored to maybe pop out on stage, but she did not. And I thought it was incredible. It was everything that was teased. He sang all of his hits, especially after winning Grammy for Album of the Year. And he splashed a message up at Levi's Stadium on the scoreboard about love being better than hate. And that was part of a sentiment that he took from his Grammy speech when he said that, and of course, protested against ICE during his Grammy speech. So, all in all, I thought it was incredible. I mean, we didn't see any errors of any technical difficulties or anything of that realm, but I thought he crushed it. I mean, Bad Bunny is a classic performer, he is an entertainer, and I think that's what we got, especially with the cameos that we saw.
Yeah, I've really loved a lot of these Super Bowl performances the last couple of years. I was talking with our fantastic technical director, Sam Antona, about this. We just love the direction, the camera work. Everything is top notch,
Yes.
right? Everything just looks dope, right? Like you
The
just,
camera
yeah,
angles.
yeah. The
So good. All
angles,
of that.
so much respect on the performers for the timing and everything that they have to know, everybody who's directing it. It just really was well put together. Jen, I got to ask you about this because anytime we watch these performances now, right, it's about, okay, who's this person going to bring out as a musical guest? Who are we going to see join them on stage to do a number? We saw Lady Gaga. We also saw Ricky Martin here. What did you make of those two choices and their performances with Bad Bunny?
Outstanding. It was a surprise. None of this leaked ahead of time. None of this was really rumored. So, this was another layer on top of the performance that was super special to me. And we did see a little bit of a hint a couple days prior when Lady Gaga was interviewed at the Grammys. And she really went out of her way to speak very highly of Bad Bunny and saying how he was such an incredible person. She loved him and his music. And she kind of gave us a little foreshadow that she was going to be there without saying it. So, now that we're looking back, we can connect the dots a little bit. But like I said, it didn't leak. It was incredible. Ricky Martin, who doesn't love him? He put on a great performance. And I also love that we saw these artists in different spots. Not everybody was on stage. Bad Bunny was all over the place, walking around, like we said, the camera angles, doing so much and really honoring his culture. And we saw a little mini bodega. We saw drinks. We saw people partying. We saw a wedding, an engagement. I mean, I think we're going to be talking about this for a really long time.
Yeah, I thought one of the things that's really impressed me, particularly Jenna, in the last couple of years, we saw this last year with Kendrick as well, too. You and I talked about it after. You just saw the attention to detail, right? And one of the things I think that matters much to our Latino brothers and sisters out there was the attention to detail and the intentionality into the culture. So you saw a lot of that. You mentioned that with the bodega. You saw the people playing dominoes. For me, as somebody who's from West Indian American or Caribbean American culture, a lot of that is very relatable there. Did you love the intentionality, and do you think that also just people talked about this being divisive, but open this up to people who maybe don't know Puerto Rican culture, which is a part of American culture, just to be clear, but people who maybe don't know that. Do you think that was good to sort of bring people into maybe a new genre of music or culture that they are not aware of?
Yes, absolutely. And listen, let me just say the obvious that people are going to pick this apart. They're going to love it or they're going to hate it. And we know that this has been a point of contention since Bad Bunny was announced as the performer. People going against it because they say it should have been American performer, but Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is part of the United States, as Bad Bunny pointed out in his Grammy speech. And again, it's going to be a point of contention with no matter which way you spin it. But in the end, if you didn't see that Bad Bunny's message was to come together and to educate others about his culture, but also spreading the word that love is stronger than hate, especially during this time in our country, then I don't know what you had seen on that 13-minute performance. I think it was incredible and we should be celebrating it. And I thought it was super special.
I agree. I thought the message at the end was, absolutely fantastic. And then at the end of this, he even held up that football that said, "Together we are America," right? Like that's as powerful as what he also said, with love being stronger than hate, which obviously is absolutely true. It's almost crazy that we have to say that message in this day, but there are reasons why we have to do that. I think the last thing for me, Jenna, because of how, and you've seen sort of this conversation around the halftime show in one of the biggest sporting events in the world every year, and you and I talk about it every year after the halftime show. But do you think with the amount of diversity that we've seen in a halftime show, particularly in recent years, from people of different genres who look differently, do you think Bad Bunny, who did his entire performance in Spanish, which also is dope, whether you understand it or not, I was jamming to it, I know you were too, do you think that opens up doors for people of other cultures that are here in America and the melting pot that we are, like to say that we are? Do you think that opens up doors for maybe even more diverse halftime shows to occur in the future?
Yes, without a doubt, especially after this went so well, in my opinion. How could you not? I mean, like I said, we should be celebrating this. It was a win for everyone. And again, these are my opinions, but how do you not see it as a win for everyone when it pushed people to learn more? It emphasized the message of unity. It was great music. It was upbeat. It was fun. And if anything, you walked away learning something. So, again, I don't see how this doesn't propel that forward to have more diverse performers at the halftime show. I think what Bad Bunny did was historic. And hopefully, we can open up the door to more of that moving along in the future.
Jenna, I love that word you said there, historic, because I do think it's historic in nature. I think we'll look back at this years from now and say, that was a really important moment in terms of Super Bowl, and that's the beauty of sports. We always like to hear about sports bringing people together. Unfortunately, there's still people who want to divide, but I think it's pretty dope what Bad Bunny did. I'm glad you agree. That's Jenna Lemoncelli. Check her out, our sports and entertainment reporter here at the New York Post. Jenna, always a pleasure to talk with you anytime, my friend, but always fantastic to do this with you another year where we talk after the halftime show and review it. So, before I go, I got to ask you this, because I usually ask you to give me a rating. What do you rate
yes.
this? What do you rate? I know people after will be like, this is the best halftime show of all time. What's the rating you give this halftime? Scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving Bad Bunny's performance?
Ooh, a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
8.5, okay. Eight and a
Yeah.
half. I like that.
Yes.
That's a
An
strong
eight
performance.
five, and that small margin that didn't make it a 10, that's no shade. It's just from the Super Bowls I've seen in the past, there's different elements that certain people like. So 8.5 for me, but wonderful. Loved it. And I will be watching it again when they put up the video online.
There you go. 8.5. Not a bad score there. That again, Jenna Lemoncelli. Check her out. New York Post sports and entertainment reporter. She is the best at what she does. Jenna, appreciate you, my
Thank
friend.
you.
We'll talk soon.
Always fun.